What is
up?
going on? All
We
right,
are
so
live.
we are live. We are testing StreamYard as so many others have before us. But today, Ron, you decided to figure it out, huh?
I decided to play and see what we got and understand who is going to be watching with us. So obviously we have a really cool thing, a mini masterclass with Kathryn Jones on Friday. So we just wanted to make sure it was up to our standards of how we produce things. And so we're testing this platform.
Yeah. So when you talk about up to our standard, right? Like I've been talking about visibility all week. So this fits perfect, right? So we could just go on Facebook. We could just do the normal thing and just do a normal interview, right? But how fun would that be?
It would not. It would not be fun. That is not how we do things. We got to have some fun in it.
Yeah. So at least now, this is branded with a logo or Kathryn's logo or whoever, right?
Right.
And but ultimately, so since we're on here, let's chat for a few. So you've got the StreamYard, but what else is going on in the land of Ron?
Oh my gosh, the land of Ron. There's a ton of different things going on. We're about to launch our own personal social, which is pretty exciting. So guys, stay tuned to that. We have our now My Dream 22 about to explode. So that's exciting. That's about it on my side. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's the best problem that we have right now is we are crazy busy.
Right.
Right. And gosh, even I don't know, at the start of the year, let's use that, right? We had basically unsure of everything. And we were like, well, let's just start this podcast. And now, we're going so many different directions, but it's planned, right? Like everything is purposeful. Everything is part of the process, part of the plan, even how we're learning, what we're learning, right?
Right. I think I've learned, well, just how I learn is I learn by teaching. And I don't know if a lot of people feel the same way, but when I learn something, I instantly want to teach it. And that's where I have been able to really feel like everything I'm bringing in to, Hindsight Hacking Media and Hindsight Hacking, we're able to really take off because we're being coached by a couple powerhouses in the industry that we're able to then give back.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I don't know if, speaking of powerhouses, right? So Josh Forty, Kathryn was being interviewed on his podcast today.
Nice.
And, she made one comment that I had no idea. So I learned something new. So we might ask her, but when she actually was at a corporate job, she worked with Brooke Evans, and her boss was Lisanne Murphy.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And then Kathryn found the internet, and then she grabbed Brooke, and then they both grabbed Lisanne. So I knew those three were friends. I knew they were close, and we've had a lot of interaction with all three of them. But I thought that was a little fun fact that I had no idea.
Yeah, that is a very interesting fun fact. So we will definitely have to bring that up on Friday. Guys, if you guys want us to ask, I know it's a masterclass, but I'm sure, we've been able to talk to Kathryn many times. If there's a specific question you would like, drop it in the chat and we'll see if we have time to ask her about it.
All right. What's one thing you've learned from Kathryn?
Oh my gosh. One thing that's hard, man. It was truly about designing and not designing like in the technical term, but really design hacking what you want that other people may have, right? So if they have a cool funnel, there's a design hack for that. If they have a good story, you could design hack that. And I think that mentality and just how positive she is, that was my biggest takeaway from her.
Yeah. What about, so I was drawn to her design hacking on the funnels because she talked about no coding, no Photoshop, all that kind of stuff, right? Like that spoke to me. But you you love the Photoshop, you love the design elements and that stuff. So how does that actually speak to you in regards to the funnel world when she's really talking to folks like me that don't have that experience or that love, right? Whereas, that's kind of your fun, happy place.
It is my fun, happy place, but I will say she's kind of talking to everybody. So if you have a design background and you go do funnels, it is not something that you're like, I want to do that, right? Like you and I had that conversation. Like it didn't like speak to me really until, obviously Steve Larson was helpful and there's other people, but Kathryn was the catalyst for me to understand I can put design into funnels, right? And that spoke to me.
Definitely. All right. All right. So another person that we are working with is Mr. Josh 40, right?
Right.
And we're only, 4 weeks in. Yeah. And it's just been like, open that fire hose and take in what you can. But what's been that first month takeaway piece for you?
Telling stories. I think he's an amazing storyteller. Like he tells like my story better than I tell my story. And Josh has a great way of helping you craft what you're trying to say. And I know that sounds weird to people maybe when they hear it, but you have something in your brain, you want it to come out, and sometimes you just throw up all over people, and that's not what we want to do. But he has a way to kind of filter all of those pieces out to really help you craft that story so it resonates with people.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm horrible at telling stories, and it's this whole piece of this training. That's been my, saving grace, I think, because, I can get on here and we can chat and I can interview with the best of them because of our podcast. And obviously our past experience with interviewing people for positions and whatnot, like has been able to help with that. But telling my personal story, and we've been talking about telling our personal stories for years now. And it's like the hardest thing in the world, right? Like I love our story of when we tried to create the 2-minute trailer for the podcast.
That was such a crazy time. Like we were so used to Zoom conversations. Well, let me rephrase that. We're now used to Zoom conversations. We thought we were used to Zoom conversations before, but gosh, I remember like running out of the room because all you had to do was say like 2 lines and we'd crack up after like the first word because we couldn't just say it. And then I was like, dude, it's not that hard. And then I get up there and I couldn't do it. It was the craziest thing.
Yeah. So for those of you listening, it literally took Ron and I 30 minutes to record less than a 2-minute long trailer as we were trying to introduce our own podcast. And we wrote it all down. We just had to read it.
Yeah. And it's funny. I listened to the trailer the other day. You could tell we're reading it. It's awful.
Right. And we still couldn't do it. Oh, that's so bad. Now it's like, now we might just go and say something if we were to redo that, and it would be better, and it would be totally no script, and it would just happen. So
right.
So as we have gone through this journey, episode 64 just occurred with the one and only Mr. Jim Beard. Mm-hmm. And he's got a pretty cool company, right? Micro Machine Media.
Yeah. And we're excited to be partnering with them and kind of, we just said, hey, here's our social, like fix it.
Yeah. And then Heather Murphy works with him, and she's the one that has me going live every day. So if you hate my lives, anybody watching, like you can get on Heather's case.
Right.
Right. All right. So, as Hindsight Hacking Media has grown,
right,
and we've got more clients than the two of us can just handle. What else have we done with that?
Well, we've been able to bring on people, which is phenomenal, right? So we have Tanner, who's part of our core team, and Heather Hargrove, who's part of our core team, and so they're able to, we're able to help provide for their families now, because Hindsight Hacking is growing in a way that we wanted it to grow. We just didn't know how it was going to grow, and we've been blessed to get that rocking.
Yep. Yeah. Very thankful for Heather and Tanner. And, at the end of the day, right, when you have your own business and you're doing things for yourself and your family, like, one other piece that you get to do is you get to choose exactly who you do business with.
Yes.
Right. Whether it's allowing somebody that you're doing, that they are a client of yours, or whether it's allowing someone to, work with, like Tanner and Heather. And so, it's like perfect timing of how we met those two and then started working with them. And, I'm looking for, like, we need to bring on another 3-4 big clients and get work for more people.
Yeah. Yeah, so, no, that's exactly it. Right. And because the more clients that we have, the more we can help our clients. So that's one. I know that makes, that's why we do what we do, but it's also impacting the other people's families that we're able to work with too. That's been really cool to be involved with.
Yeah. All right. So I know this live is all over the place, and that's kind of because we weren't really planning to go live, but we're testing this software, right? So I was going to go live tonight and talk a little bit about traffic. So you heard me, and I've been talking visibility over the last 5 days. But today, I wanted to get into traffic a little bit, right? And so I kind of finished last night with Earn Your Way In, and earn your way in, and actually, like, how we're doing that, right? And part of it is you go give value, and another part was us doing the fun videos and just having a little fun with doing something simple that you might, some people might just go do without that. And so those are parts of earning your way in. But from a traffic perspective, what are a few things of advice that you would have for some listeners?
Well, gosh, it kind of makes me go back into our now My Dream 22 framework, right? So we have OPP, right? Offer, partner, profit, right? And then our 4P framework. And we're gonna teach you how. And part of the 4P framework is to not listen to your parents, right? So what do I mean by that? We're going to teach you how to play in traffic. We're going to teach you how to put on your glasses so you can start becoming visible in the groups that you want to be seen in. And we're going to help you understand how to do that with our step-by-step process, right? But we're going to kind of break some of the misnomers out there that people may have on traffic, and how to get traffic, and how to be seen, and what they have to do to be seen.
All right. So number one advice, if I have an offer, I'm going to try to sell this $20 product, but I have a Facebook following of like 5. What's my next step?
My next step, or your next step. So if you have a Facebook of 5, that doesn't necessarily matter. So you got to make sure your offer is the right offer. And then you're going to want to join the My Now Dream 22 to get the step-by-step framework and the help that you're going to need to help level your business up, to increase your visibility, traffic, and sales.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, our program is meant for you to, if you have an offer, mm-hmm. to help. It doesn't matter if your following is 5. It doesn't matter if your following is 5,000, right? Like, our goal, our need.
I'm just playing.
Our goal is that at the end of the day, when we find you the right partnership, because we understand your offer and their offer, and we understand what the right ways to form the best JV partnerships are, then you can go from you can basically just double your audience, right? at the end right away, right, Ron? You could just double the audience, and sometimes more, sometimes less, but it's all about, is that the correct offer? Is that the best offer? Is that going to serve people, that offer, right? Like, what problem are you solving? And then we're going to find somebody that complements that. And so I don't know if you would have an example of a good partnership that we have been facilitating, or use an example of a good complementary partnership that of people that we've been talking about.
Oh my gosh, there's a ton. Since we're not going to be live for that much longer, what's a good quick one? Let's see.
A good quick one. Well, I'm just thinking about, at the end of the day, I mean, we can use us for an example. Obviously, we have our business, but I love building funnels, but I don't love making the graphics. Right. And so it makes sense we're going to have some killer funnels and some killer stuff with graphics, because the two of us can do it together. Right. So if I was just a funnel builder on my own, then, and I had an offer of selling funnels, then, an easy partnership would be to find the right person that would do graphics with me. Right. And so obviously the offer and your offer on graphics, we would have to make sure it would match my offer with funnels, but that's just kind of one example. Or even Lisanne Murphy, right? Like she's the Facebook ad ninja. And, so we're not going to go partner her with somebody that's a Google ad ninja.
Right.
We need to partner her, if she was in the Now My Dream 22, with somebody that has a good offer that they're trying to sell mainly on Facebook, right? Like that's an easy complementary pitch there, but it's got to serve Lisanne too. So even if she's got her piece of selling the Facebook group, like that's easy that her offers matches with somebody that's selling, but whatever that other person has, they have to match it for her, right? It's got to make sense both ways. So, like for our process of, the business intensive, it's a questions answered before, and then it's 2 hours of the both of us going through every little detail of an offer. And that's kind of how we start, and we get to know everybody. So, I think from a traffic perspective, right? Earn your way in, work your way in, buy your way in. And so I know for me, I'm going to be talking traffic for the next few days. Any other final thoughts while we're on together?
No, man. I think that's it. For me, it's truly about understanding what you can do and what you need to take that next step. And for us, we just want to make sure we're here for you, and we encourage you to check it out. But that's wrong.
That is wrong. All right. So yeah, nowmydream22.com. If anybody wants to learn more about how we can help. That's not right either. It's not dreams. So, but yeah, hopefully I think we've got this software figured out maybe. And there it is. But 2 days from now, exactly 48 hours. Well, maybe it's 47 hours and 54 minutes.
Right. Right. So exciting
to be here.
Hey guys, make sure you've set your calendars. You're ready to go. You got your popcorn. You got a piece of paper. Anytime you get a chance to learn something from Kathryn Jones for free, you never miss that.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. All right. We will see you later, guys.